Level 1.
Not long after Lainey Wilson's appearance on Yellowstone, the dude who plays Ryan kept showing up at all of her shows. This was remarkable because Ryan and Lainey's character Abby were a thing on the show, and it certainly wouldn't be the first time that two co-stars hit it off. Heck, it happened with Ryan Bingham and Hassie Harrison, who play Walker and Laramie on Yellowstone. We're gonna get to that hot and steamy kiss scene at level 90 in this video, but first, the truth about Lainey Wilson and actor Ian Bohen.
There's a picture on Instagram of you and Ian Bohen looking comfortable together. Are you just friends?
Yes.
The truth about her friendship with Hardy, the money she made impersonating Hannah Montana, why she won't kiss her boyfriend Duck on TV, and her bell-bottoms are all on the way. In fact, let's start right there.
Level 10.
In 2023, Wilson told People her bell-bottom roots go back to age 9 when her mother Michelle bought her a pair of blue leopard print. Gratuitous red carpet pictures here. Yep, girl has a look and she's sticking to it. Quote, "I'll probably be 90 years old and still wearing bell-bottoms," she says. "I don't think anybody else has ever seen my ankles." That was true until about March 25th when beep, 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 breaking news, Lainey Wilson shows her ankles.
Level 20.
For about 3 years, Lainey lived in a camper parked next to a music studio in a really uppity side of Nashville. She told Taste of Country all about it in 2017, but what gets lost is how difficult it was. There was heat and she got free water and power from the studio's owner, but she was sure storms would just blow her away, and on at least one occasion it flooded with over a foot of water. There was enough room for visitors, however, which proved essential because...
Level 30.
My boy Luke Combs, who I have known forever, we met back in 2013. He used to come over to my camper trailer where I lived and we'd write music. It's so crazy how life is a full circle.
The full story is quite a bit better. Lainey says she knew the first time she heard Luke play that he'd be huge, so she invited him to write with her. That led to one of her very first cuts, a song called Share If You Want To. Listen for her singing background vocals on it.
But I can tell you in a bad mood.
Level 40.
3 more songs that Lainey wrote for other artists: Country in My Soul by Thompson Square, What Are You on Fire About by Ashley Cook and Jackson Dean, and Meantime by Flatland Calvary and Haley Witters. That last one was actually written during the COVID on Zoom.
Level 50.
Before she was famous, Lainey Wilson spent a few years as a Hannah Montana impersonator, and I tell you, she made some cash.
Well, I'm a overachiever, so I went and bought the karaoke track. And I already had a little portable sound system that I used to take to nursing homes, and they had a little flatbed trailer set up out in their backyard. And I put on a 16-song show, and then it spread like wild. Like, I never put out flyers, I never did anything, but I did this for 5 years.
Oh my God.
What? Are we allowed to charge, like at your peak, are we allowed to know like what you charged? Like
Yes.
at your peak?
Well,
At your peak.
I
Like
think
when you had like too many shows.
like I averaged about 400 a show.
And how old were you? And how,
I was like 15, 16, 17.
oh my God, are you
And I was doing
serious?
3 or 4 parties a week.
She shares that her 8th grade teacher gave her the idea for the job when she hired her for her daughter's birthday party, and she ever meets Miley, she's gonna say thank you.
Level 60.
Luke Combs might have been the first to feature Lainey on a song, but he's hardly the only artist. Ernest, Jelly Roll, Miranda Lambert, Ann Wilson, Dolly Parton, Winona Judd, Charlie Worsham, and Cole Swindell have teamed up with her. In fact, everyone thinks of Lainey's duet with Jelly Roll on Save Me as the seminal moment, but Never Say Never Again with Cole was just as important.
Level 70.
Wait in the truck. Just wait in the truck.
Wait in the Truck was her duet with Hardy, and to celebrate the song's success, he shared that he got her a gift.
I haven't given it to her yet.
Can you-
'cause I can't fly with it. Because it's a gun. So I got her a judge. Like that's because that line is a judge. I don't know if you see it. Is a judge is a type of pistol.
Oh.
She doesn't know this, by the way.
Hardy and Lainey are longtime friends too. In fact, she's part of a crew with him, Luke Combs, Morgan Wallen, Ernest, and more.
Level 80.
I mentioned Lainey's mother, but her father is super important to her as well. In fact, she almost lost the Yellowstone job worrying about him.
He spent 2 months in the hospital and from a fungal infection that completely took out the left side of his face. They had to remove his eye, and they had to remove some bones and stuff in his face. He had a stroke on top of all of that, had 9 surgeries in a month and a half.
Oh my gosh.
He's not supposed to be here.
This all happened when she was supposed to be filming a critical scene. Back to that People magazine profile. Lainey remembers being on the phone, telling someone she didn't want to leave him at the hospital to go film. He'd been quietly eavesdropping and opened his eyes long enough to say, "You better go out and you better not come back until the job is done." I mean, how much would you just love to shake Lainey Wilson's dad's hand?
Level 90.
The final two are about Yellowstone, including what Lainey stole from set. During season 5 and episode 6, she and actor Ian Bohen lock lips. Talking to the Dutton Rules podcast, she said, quote, "He clearly knew this was my first rodeo, and I knew it was not his, so she laid some ground rules."
I was like, "Do not put your tongue in my mouth." I told him that. I said, "Do not do that." And he said, "Whatever makes you feel comfortable." I was like, "Well, that's the number one."
After the show, Ian became a Lainey Wilson groupie, which she loves. For the longest time, she said she didn't know if she'd return to Yellowstone. But in July, she said, "It's good news, I'll tell you that." Talking to Entertainment Tonight, she said, "I can't wink, but I'm doing something with my eye right now."
Level 100.
Did you fire a gun while filming Yellowstone?
No,
Does Kevin Costner smell like morning pine?
probably. That's not I don't know. Yes.
Did you steal anything from the set?
I have to elaborate. And I have not told anybody this, okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to tell y'all right here.
Okay.
And it's not technically me stealing, but there was one day where I showed up on set and I was like, I don't have deodorant on. I went into the bunkhouse and I literally think props that have probably been sitting there since season 1. I used somebody's razor and I used somebody's deodorant. And I've been waiting to tell somebody, and I'm so glad that I feel better. I feel like a weight has been lifted.
So you were talking about the ACMs, and that was where the hard launch was. So we have instant replay, and we've been checking the footage just over and over in slow-mo, and we noticed when you won, it looked like it was a hug, but it looked like he might have been going in for a kiss. Was there a moment that you guys discussed this and you guys were on the wrong page? Or tell us about.
Does it look awkward? I'll tell you. We talked about doing a handshake. And maybe next time we will. But it was one of those things where I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with my hands. I don't know what to do with my face. Are we doing the handshake? Are we not? Because I'll be honest, I was just like, what is happening in life right now? So he was like, do I kiss you? Do I hug you? I mean, some folks think that we've only been together for 2 weeks because I wore his Steelers jersey when I played the Pittsburgh Stadium with Luke Combs a few weeks prior. So that was kind of a little of a soft launch, I guess you could say.